Hello, it's Karen, the Weekend Craftaholic. Thank you for joining me for my end of March 2026 recap. Today I'm going to cover off a little bit of organisation that I've been doing with my scrap fabrics, as well as some cross stitch. I'm going to show you some of my makes here and some work in progress, and then quilting, of course, to finish off with some quilting. So let's start with cross stitch whilst I've got it here, and I have had a lot of cross stitch time. I've been doing lots and lots, so I'll show you some of the finishes that I've done first of all. Now you may have seen previously that I did finish Esme. She's the host of the Great British Sewing Bee, but I've actually got around to finishing her off. I've actually made her into a little stuffed pillow now. I saw a great tutorial on how to do this, sewing all the way around and then cutting out a little snippet at the back to turn it inside out, stuff it. And so I've just got one of the Minky Kim labels that came in my Missouri Star advent calendar, so I've glued one of those on just to hide the opening, and she's very cute. So I am tempted now to go back and do Patrick. I think I'm also going to do Patrick's just so she's not alone, so she's going to live on my shelf up there. The other thing that is new to me was a bit of cross stitch on a 3D box. That Quarter Shop is selling these now, and these are pretty much the same size. But we do have a 3D printer, and my daughter's been doing lots of 3D printing. So she's made me this little box, and I put this cute little frog on. This is from the latest, I think it's World of Cross Stitching magazine or Cross Stitching magazine. That was a free design that they put on. So that is very cute. It's interesting to do that. I did a full 6 strands with that. The only challenges that I found really were when I'd already stitched in the hole, or stitched in the hole 3 times. It was really tough putting it out for a 4th time, so I definitely needed to use my thimbles for that, but definitely worth it. It's a very quick make in about an hour, and a cute little container to keep some goodies in as well. I've been doing the Cross Stitcher magazine Stitch of the Month. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue it, I'll be honest. I've not enjoyed the last couple. Show you, this was January's, and then February, some little lovebirds, and then March I still need to get that stitched up. Now that was meant to represent Mother's Day, but obviously it's not the same in Australia as it is in the UK, so I've not put the writing on for that, and I figured, you know, it works for International Women's Day as well in March, so I've got to do that. And then this is the April one, so this represents Earth Day, so I need to get that all finished off as well, and so they do bring them out a month earlier. This one is done in advance, ready for that. So yeah, I'm not too sure if I'm going to continue them or not. They are meant to be postage stamps. I decided not to go for that look. But yeah, quickly realising that obviously the weather in January in Australia does not match the UK, so the themes are a little bit off. But we'll see how I go. I did commit to doing those, so I'm going to carry on with that for now. The other thing that you may have seen that I did was a L'Oreal stitch card. So I managed to finish off this second one. Managed to get the rick rack done. Stuffed up a little at the bottom, but that's okay because it's going to sit on my shelf at the back. So I don't think you'll notice too much. It's a bit wobbly at the bottom. So I've got the other one to do, and I've got another one as well that I did for a cushion. It's always a good day to stitch. But again, both of those I don't have right now because I've put them in the washing machine, because I've been using the gridded Ada, and even though I've been soaking it, it's not really coming off well enough, so I'm sticking those in the washing machine. And again, I use another Minky Kim label on the back of this one. So that was cute, some finished products to show. The other thing that I did a little bit of progress on is my swatches. So I showed you this last time, finished doing all the numbers, and what I've done now is I've finished doing all of the colours that I've got in my box. I've still got to add on the colours that are in my project bags because I didn't want to undo those, and that was one of the big motivating factors to get some of these projects finished so I could get these swatched up. So it's starting to look good, so I'm really pleased with how that's panning out. And then the only other project besides my girl stitching, which I've not touched, so we're moving quickly along with that, is a freebie that I got from a magazine. So I've got one of these done, and I'm near enough done another one. So that's a bookmark. That's the first one that I finished. Now I did decide to backstitch in double thread, not single, and it does give that extra thick kind of cartoony effect to it. So I do love that design. Again, they're a little bit Christmassy, but I've had this freebie from the magazine for quite some time. So that's the design of it, and this is the one that I'm halfway through. Why did I stop? Because I ran out of blue thread. So this is my only downside with using the kit, especially a free kit, because it doesn't give me any clue which DNC thread to buy or to use. I really do feel like the kits never really give you enough thread. So still got to do with little belly. Finish off, this should be all blue, so you can see just how much is missing. It's not just the fact that I'm a terrible stitcher. I mean, that's my backside. So yeah, I've got to find a blue thread that matches that. And then my plan was, because this was a set of 3, my plan was to then do the other part of the free kit, which are these are gift tags. So I've cut the Ada up ready, but just because I didn't have enough thread for that, I'm debating whether to do this or not. So we'll see how I go with that. So that's all the leftover I had with all the other colours, just not enough blue. So away it goes. So I need to finish that one off because that was a little cutie, and I do like doing these smaller ones, but that's got to be my favourite make of the month. Okay, and I even managed to get some more little charms for my project bags. These are so cute. These have got lots of little sentiments on them. That is my cross stitch. So my plans for the month, for next month, for April, is really to try and get a good progress on the girl stitching, because I've had that one well over a year, so I feel good if I get that one finished. I've got Erica stitch along. I've forgotten about this one. So yes, this one will be coming out in a couple of weeks, I think. So I did the March one. So that one is coming along, looking very cute. And that's, again, it's only an hour or so to get that one done. So I'm liking the way that's coming together. Thinking for project designs, I think I'm trying to find a design that's a long, narrow design. So rather than using like this zip cover, I can actually put a cross stitch design all the way along. So that's the other thing that I'd like to do, make a new project bag that has actually got some cross stitching on the outside. So we'll see, that's just a thought at the moment. So let's talk about organisation. I have created some little templates in Canva. I'll put a link down below if you're interested. I bought some new tubs, mainly because I wanted to protect the fabric from dust and whatnot, and these do have a lid. Of course, they're stackable. I'm just going to show you on camera now just how they look on the shelves. But I started with my scraps. I've got these little labels on each of them to see would it fit a fat quarter, if not a fat eighth, if not 10-inch lay cake, if not a 5-inch charm, and then whatever was left I cut down to 2.5, and I've kept them as long as I can because I know obviously I can make mini charms out of them, but I've left them as long as I can just in case I want to use them for like scrappy binding or something like that. So invested in a few tubs. It was a nice little project over a weekend. The cutting out of the scraps wasn't so ideal. In fact let me show you. I ended up cutting the top of my finger off, so yeah, that was a bit of an investment. So it's very sore, very sore, and I'm sure it's going to take quite a long time to heal. So be careful when you're trimming scraps and using a rotary cutter. I did put a nice sharp new one in as well because I knew I was cutting up lots of scraps. So there you go, that'll teach me to be complacent. But organising the scraps, I feel a lot better now. I'm trying to get a little bit tidier in my craft room. So that is it for my organisation. But before we move on to quilting, I wanted to show you some of the little bags that I've made as well. Now I can't actually show you the first one because I did actually give that away to a friend, but I'm just showing you a little picture of it now. I did do a YouTube video on this one. I used English paper piecing just to put all that together, and of course using up my mini charm pack stash. So I love the colours in this collection. This was my Funny Valentine, and the colours were amazing in the design, so that was a really fun one to make. The other one that I made was just a normal pencil case. Really loving the opportunity to use these little labels that I bought off Etsy as well. And again, mini charm pack, but just simple patchwork for this one. So that was a lot of fun. It's been a long time since I've made a pencil case, so I am now in my bag era by the looks of it. So I definitely want to make a tote bag. I've got the collection ready to go, the Lucky collection, and I bought the contrasting fabric to go with it as well to make a tote bag, so that's on my list. But let's move on, save the best to last, my quilty favourite, so let's dive into quilting. Now you may be able to spot at the back a little block. I was thinking of making another cushion with that. You know, of course, a block. Quilt block to me equals cushion. So we'll see how we go with that. If not, it might be the front of a tote bag. I've not decided. So it's staying up there for now until I've decided what I'm doing. I did get very organised with socialites. Now, I can't remember if I mentioned last month or not, because I do remember at the start of the year saying that I'm not doing socialites this year. But of course, once they started showing the tutorials and the blocks, I resist not joining in. So I've even decided to print these out, which I don't normally do. I normally leave them on my iPad, and I'm really enjoying it. So let me show you what I've made so far. I think I've got them in order. So that was week 1. Week 2, I'm doing the 9-inch version. They do a 3, 6 and 9. This was my favourite block, but because I decided to go with florals, it looks so busy and messy, so at some point I will redo that. It's week 4, I believe, yeah. And then week 5 was super cute as well. So I've got week 6, just came out last night, so I've got week 6 to do, and that'll be it for March. So I am just using, as you can see here, some fat quarter bundles that I had in my stash. These are all florals that I got from Spotlight, and they were only something like $7 for a fat quarter bundle, so it's not costing me a lot in fabric, but I'm learning lots of techniques with these as well. So decided to jump on that. So of course I decided to do a quilting live. There's monthly sew along. Socialites is weekly, so we'll see how easily I can keep up with that, but definitely a monthly bomb is going to be fine for me. I am using Laguna Sunrise by Sherry and Chelsea, so I'll give you a quick recap of January, February, and then the March block was this one. So I'm trying to break up the colours a little bit. It is very much like the oranges, the teals, a little bit of red, a bit of yellow. So there's a lot of low volumes in here. So I'm not sure I'm going to go with that, incorporating it into a block. But we will see how we go. But loving that so far. I am also following along with Erica Ardent. I'll put her YouTube links down below as well. Quick recap, the January block of the month. So as you can see, I've decided to do a Christmas theme for this one. February, and then the March block that we've just finished is this gorgeous, almost checkerboard style. Never created a block like this before. You do everything kind of that way, and then when you trim it down, it looks amazing like this. So that was a good one to learn a new technique with as well. So I'm loving the monthly bombs. I don't feel like too pressured like I was with Moda Blockheads, because that was weekly. So we'll see how we go with socialites. And the last quilty thing I want to show you is Corioda decided to bring out her bomb, but it's a border of the month, not block of the month. So that started in March. So I did manage to get a layer cake, which is Corioda's. It's Callie & Co. So I'm going to use that. But the very centre block, because it's going to be like a medallion and then borders all around, is this checkerboard design. So I decided to actually use the mini charm pack that I had, because obviously I've got a lot of those that I need to work through, and I thought if that helps me save some of these into bigger pieces, then you know, who knows what I can do with them. That is the first one. No rhyme or reason whatsoever. I have seen lots of people post on the Facebook group where they've got nice like rainbow ombre effects, or you know, lights to darks and so on. I wasn't that clever thinking it through. I just wanted to make sure colours and designs didn't match as much as possible. But very pleased with this. I think there's just one spot where my points are not matching. I did unpick a few because they were really obvious, but that was just like a millimetre out. So this is probably my most perfect block to date. So enjoying that one. And that is all my progress for March. So if you're still watching along, thank you so much for watching to the end. I'm not sure what I'm going to do in April apart from continuing with the blocks. Want to do the more bags, tote bags. So April of course is Easter, which means a bit of time off work, which means I'll have more crafting time, so who knows what else I might be able to squeeze in. But thank you for watching along, I really do appreciate it, and I hope you have a great crafting weekend.